I spent 24 hours visiting 7 different places of worship: a mosque, a synagogue, a Hindu temple, a Buddhist monastery, a Sikh gurdwara, a Catholic cathedral, and a Protestant church. I went in with an open mind, just wanting to observe and learn, but what I discovered completely shocked me. In the best way possible. I started my day just before sunrise, heading to a local mosque for the morning prayer, Fajr. The sense of unity as everyone stood shoulder to shoulder, bowing in unison, was powerful. The architecture was stunning, with intricate geometric patterns and calligraphy. But it was the quiet devotion and the warm welcome I received that really stuck with me. A gentleman named Omar explained the significance of the prayer direction and shared a cup of tea with me afterwards. It was a beautiful start. Next, I drove to a synagogue. It was a Saturday, Shabbat, the day of rest. The atmosphere was different, more communal discussion and chanting from the Torah. I was struck by the deep sense of history and tradition. A woman named Sarah explained the importance of the Torah scrolls and how they are read. It felt less like a formal service and more like a family gathering, full of intellectual engagement and shared heritage. The reverence for ancient texts and the continuity of tradition over thousands of years was truly humbling. From there, I found my way to a vibrant Hindu temple. The moment I stepped inside, my senses were overwhelmed. The air was thick with the sweet smell of incense and flowers. The sound of bells and chanting filled the space. Brightly colored statues of deities like Ganesha and Lakshmi were everywhere, each telling a story. It wasn't quiet and solemn, it was alive. A celebration of the divine in all its forms. A priest explained that each deity represents a different aspect of the one ultimate reality, Brahman. The sheer artistic and spiritual richness was breathtaking. My fourth stop was a Buddhist monastery nestled in a quiet part of the city. The contrast was immediate. The energy here was serene, peaceful, and introspective. I joined a short, silent meditation session, sitting there, just focusing on my breath. The noise of the city and my own racing thoughts began to fade away. A monk with a gentle smile spoke to me about mindfulness and compassion, not as abstract concepts, but as practical tools for daily life. He explained that the goal isn't to worship a god, but to awaken the potential for enlightenment within ourselves. The profound simplicity and focus on inner peace was a powerful lesson. Feeling centered and calm, I headed to a Sikh gurdwara. The first thing I was told was to cover my head and that everyone was welcome for a free meal. The langar. The scale of this generosity was what shocked me here. Hundreds of people, from all walks of life, sat on the floor together, sharing the same simple vegetarian meal prepared by volunteers. It was a radical act of equality and service. In the main hall, musicians were singing hymns from the Guru Granth Sahib, their holy scripture. The focus wasn't on ritual, but on service to humanity and remembrance of God. It was a powerful demonstration of faith in action. As evening approached, I visited a grand Catholic cathedral. The scale of the place was awe-inspiring. The soaring ceilings, the magnificent stained glass windows telling biblical stories, the flickering candles, it was all designed to lift your eyes and your spirit upward. I sat in a pew as evening mass began. The ancient liturgy, the smell of incense, the sound of the organ, it was a deeply sensory and historical experience. The ritual and symbolism, refined over 2 millennia, created a profound sense of sacredness and connection to a long chain of believers. My final stop was a modern Protestant church for their evening service. The vibe was completely different again. A full band was playing contemporary worship music, and the pastor, dressed in jeans and a casual shirt, gave a sermon that felt more like a motivational talk, connecting scripture to everyday problems and anxieties. The community was vibrant and energetic, with people clapping, raising their hands, and greeting each other like old friends. The focus was on a personal, relatable relationship with God, and the sense of community and modern relevance was palpable. So, after visiting 7 places of worship in 24 hours, what was the big shock? It wasn't the differences. I expected those. The real shock was the similarities. In every single place, I was welcomed with kindness and open arms. Every single tradition, in its own unique language, spoke about the importance of love, compassion, and being a good person. Every single community was built around a shared desire for meaning, connection, and a reality greater than ourselves. They all used different words: Allah, Adonai, Brahman, God, the dove, but they were all pointing towards the same moon. They all had a path for self-improvement and a deep-seated call to serve others. The rituals were different, the buildings were different, the languages were different, but the core human yearning for connection and goodness was exactly the same. What I learned is that faith isn't a wall that divides us, it's a bridge. We've built the walls ourselves. Behind the headlines and the conflicts, at the heart of these ancient traditions, there is a shared wisdom that our world desperately needs to hear. The real shock was realizing that we have so much more in common than we think, and that gives me an incredible amount of hope. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me today. If this video resonated with you, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more explorations into what connects us. I'd love to read your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. See you in the next one.